So we have an interesting video today. I feel like we talked about this before, but I received an email and there was a few sentences in there that really just kind of drove this point home for me. So I want to talk about this again. And the email said in these sentences, I feel like I haven't done anything wrong and I feel like other people are getting over on me. I'm kind, but I'm not receiving what I want. I'm focused on the present moment, but nothing is changing. And here's the thing, you guys. This is something that I feel like I know that I used to do before it really started clicking for me. So please just know that I'm saying all of this with love, but I have to tell you guys again that you have to stop seeking validation from your creations, from the 3D, from circumstances, right? You have to stop seeking validation from form, all right? And the whole thing behind this is what it really truly is. The underlying thing that you cannot see is that you are using the present moment as a means to an end, but not fully embodying the present moment, fully being in the now, right? So most people don't really live in the present. They are enduring it. They're enduring the circumstances and they treat the now as something to tolerate until they can get to where they really want to be. But this mindset is exactly what keeps you stuck looking at form to validate you, right? If you are using the present moment as a stepping stone, you are telling yourself consciously or unconsciously that fulfillment is somewhere other than here now, somewhere other than where you are, that you are not yet whole, and that something still needs to happen before you can be free, before you can be happy, before you can be loved, or before you can be abundant. But here's the truth, you guys, you cannot get over on your I am, right? There's a scripture that says God will not be mocked. Your true nature will never be mocked, you guys. You can manipulate, force, push, and chase all you want, but your state of being is what is determining your reality. Whatever a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Not what he hopes for, not what he wants, not what he forces, but what he knows himself to be true in the depths of his being. So this is why so many people feel like they are running on a treadmill, exhausting themselves, but never actually getting anywhere. They think they're manifesting what they desire, but what they're actually doing is reinforcing the belief that they are still lacking it. And you're never going to find real lasting security in what the 3D world is doing. We've talked about it in my last video. That validation is like a hit once you get it. The moment you get that validation you crave, another doubt creeps in, another condition appears, another situation arises that makes you question yourself all over again. This cycle never ends until you decide to step out of it. And think about it, even once you get your manifestation, you're always going to be looking on to the next thing, right? So sometimes we use these material things as stepping stones to say, like, oh, I got it now. And then once it wears off, you're going to want something else. And that is just the natural progression of things. But when you think that this is all that there is, instead of you being all that there is, then you're going to keep seeking for that next hit and that next hit and that next hit, but never realizing who you truly are. And it's going to feel empty, right? So here's the truth. The world can give you nothing but changing images and fleeting experiences. It reflects, it responds, but it does not define you. And if you keep looking to it for proof, for reassurance, for permission to feel whole, you will stay locked in a loop of separation instead of stepping into oneness, right? So again, your treasure is where your heart is, you guys. Your treasure isn't in some imagined future where things are finally the way that you want them to be. It's not in the relationship, it's not in the money, it's not in the recognition or the circumstances finally shifting. It's in your state of being right now. That is where your power is. Wherever you are is where I am is right now. So that is where the true power is, not looking off to when this gets better, then I'll know, then I'll be it. So most people don't realize that they are already living in their assumption. If you assume that what you want is coming, then you are assuming that it's not here now. And what is not here now remains not here now. The state of waiting perpetuates more waiting. So instead of using the present moment as a stepping stone, you need to be fully in it. Stop looking at where you are now as something to move past, and instead see it as the place where all of creation is happening. It's all taking place right here, right now within you. The version of you that has everything you desire does not see this moment as an obstacle. It sees it as the raw material for transformation, the raw moment. Just something amazing can happen in this moment because I am here right now. Here I am. I'm right here, and with me, all of my desires are with it, right? So let's talk about this illusion of manipulation, because some people try to play the game by forcing themselves into affirmations, scripting, or rigid routines. And I want you to hear me, not as an expression of faith, but as a way to force reality to bend to their will. But manipulation is just another form of separation. It is the belief that the world outside of you, that it needs to be convinced or tricked into giving you what you want, you guys. And your motives will always come out. Tolerating long enough until you get something, going along to get along. It can show itself in many ways, but you will always feel empty because you're allowing the ego mind to attempt to manipulate your true nature, but you only veil it more, right? Because again, you cannot be mocked. Your true nature cannot be mocked because you are not here to convince reality. You are here to embody it, to recognize that you are the source of all things and not separate. But when you stop using the present as this means to an end, you step into your true power. You stop needing reality to change and instead recognize that it already is responding to your state. And when that shift happens, the world has no choice but to reflect it back to you. So again, be still and know, not be still and wait, not be still and hope. Just know, you guys, just know that wherever you are is where the treasure is. Wherever you are is where God is, closer to you than your breath, right there with you, right? So it's not going to be something out here that you constantly are looking for when you're sitting here with all of that power within you, right? So I want to give you some reminders. You have to, number one, stop gauging your mood based on the 3D, right? Because most people let the 3D dictate how they feel. If things are going their way, then they're happy, and if things aren't, they spiral. But that is living reactively, not powerfully. So you have to decide your mood independent of circumstances. Otherwise, you'll always be a puppet to the external world, waiting for it to grant you permission to feel good, right? So, what if you didn't need proof? What if you didn't need to see anything change first? How much more free would you be if you simply chose to embody the state you desire without needing that validation? That is real freedom, and the world will bend to your will. The world becomes your footstool when you're doing that because you don't need anything out here to be who you truly are, right? So, the other thing I want you to remember is negotiating with circumstances keeps you bound to them. And we do a lot of this negotiating, right? The moment you start reasoning with the 3D, explaining why things should be different, or looking for signs to justify your desires, you reinforce the idea that something outside of you holds this power. But the only thing that keeps a circumstance alive is your engagement with it. Remember, you are the operant power. The moment you stop negotiating with that, what you don't want, and simply become that version of yourself that already has it, everything is going to shift, you guys. So you have to ask yourself these questions. Am I still making deals with my circumstances? Am I trying to convince reality to change before I let myself feel different? And if so, it's time to drop the negotiation and to step into that certainty that you are all that there is. And with you is that kingdom, right? Again, I want to end this by saying that this is not about trying to form a belief. Belief is not required because beliefs can always be challenged and changed. Unfavorable circumstances can happen and cause your beliefs to be challenged, but faith is a whole different thing. Trusting in that unseen, having a willingness to trust is all that you need. And the longer you remain in faith, it turns into a conviction that no matter what happens out here, you have that trust in your I am awareness, right? So, you guys understand that you have to stop seeking and desiring validation from your creations, your circumstances. It's all you anyway. Everything that's appearing out here is a form, but within yourself is that true power. You have the kingdom with you wherever you go. I don't care if you go to the bathroom, I am is in there with you. Your I am is in there wherever you go, right? So you have the kingdom with you at all times. You have to just reach into yourself and see it, right? Acknowledge it, embody it, right? Call it out, right? Like be convicted about it, all right? Because it is you, all right? And so what the more that you do that, the world will have no choice. I'm telling you guys, it forms around you. But if you're looking at it, it's looking at you like, well, I can't move because you're looking at me, but you're the one that's still creating me. You're the one that's still saying nothing's changed. You're the one still saying that all of this is going on, and your wish is my my command. I'm going to give you more of what you want, right? So understand this, you guys. It's always been you. And until you start validating and taking your I am awareness seriously, then you're still going to be bound to the 3D circumstances, right? You, as the operant power, have all that you've ever needed within you. The kingdom was given to you freely, all right? So it's up to you to use it, right? So I'm going to leave this video right here. This was just a short, simple video, a reminder for you, all right? I love you guys. And don't forget that my master classes are here this month. I cannot wait to share this experience with you guys. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, then definitely get down in the description box below and check out the links to my sites. And yeah, you guys, once again, your imagination is on your side, and I am too. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.